What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, and it is a little bit of a bittersweet one. This is it. This is the finale, the final tournament, club, event, rally, whatever this is. It is the Rally of Europe. It is 9 races, so we're going to be here a while. So grab a snack, grab a drink, sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy this one. We're going to be playing through, I think, all the 9 tracks. The only day we're not going to is a Monte Carlo. How about that? So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Thank you all so much for being a part of this throughout it. I've really enjoyed it. It's been amazing and wonderful to play back through this game. Again, it's been something I haven't played in probably close to 20 years. But I'm so glad I got to play back through it. Thank you to Spencer and Steven and everybody that helped me get this set up and get this working. And this is it. So yeah, 9 races, 9 stages. It is a rally, so we're not going to get any payouts till the end. But we have $1.6 million to pay for damage, and if we do that much damage, we're probably not going to win anyways. But hopefully it's cool. Hopefully it's fun. I do have wet tires purchased. We're going to be driving the 911 GT1 today. Hopefully that'll make Autobahn and Alps survivable. Although I really have no idea. It's part of the fun to just figure that out. But technically, this is the second to last tournament, but if you remember last week, we did the Turbo Trophy out of order, just so that we could do this rally last, since it's the long one with the biggest prize. Not sure why that is the case, considering this says it's the ultimate race to challenge your skill and expertise as a Porsche driver. So this big endurance rally event, raced over 9 stages, will take you throughout Europe. Race winnings are only paid out once the final checkpoint is reached, so keep an eye out on your expenses. Good luck. Why that doesn't tell me last event, I have no idea, but we'll see how it goes. Again, there are some very tricky tracks in the middle here. The first 3 are pretty straightforward, even though I hate Schwarzwald. Hopefully it's not too crazy. Alps will be, again, hopefully not too difficult. It'll be difficult, but hopefully not too difficult. Autobahn is going to be obviously very, very slick and slippery. Auvergne is very difficult, and then the home stretch, Normandy, Corsica, will wrap up its own industrial. A couple notes here. Again, apologies for the top right corner there. If you're having a seizure, don't look at that. Just the AM, whatever it's called, graphics card thing trips out, and with the upgrades I've been doing recently to my PC, it really does not like this game for some reason. It doesn't impact the gameplay too much. We've seen some stutters in the last couple episodes, so I apologize for that, but the gameplay runs normally. That thing just trips out in the top corner, so apologies for that, first of all. Second of all, if you're in a public space or you're a headphone user, I can't remember 100% for sure if there's like a game completion video at the end of that. But after the last race at Zone Industrial, again, maybe like an hour from now, I have no idea how long this is going to take. Just keep that in mind, that there is possibly potentially going to be a video at the end of this, which the sound seems to be very distorted and be very, very loud for those videos, as we've seen through the playthrough. So just keep that in mind when we get there. So be ready for that just in case, so it doesn't scare the absolute heck out of you. But we'll jump right into it. 911 GT1 is ready to go. $25,000 entry fee. 9 events. We're going to start out at Schwarzwald, which I'm very scared of and hate, but again, if we can just get through this and get through the end, it is a rally, so thankfully we don't have to worry about too many things other than getting through the end and staying close. We'll see what other weapons everybody else brings. I don't think anybody will bring a 911 GT1, so we should be okay on that regard, but still have to be diligent. Yeah, 1960s 911 there. 996 Turbo, it appears, for Dylan up ahead, so we'll see how this works, but regardless, hopefully it's good. So again, thank you all for being along, for being a part of this. And let's see what we can do here. Let's get to it. Big jumps there. Very, very slippery. Again, going to be nice and patient. Take our time. Big slide and spin there for Wingnut. We'll go around. I think that's Leadfoot there. Boxster and a 964 up ahead here, which we will swing by very nicely. Up to third. So Dylan and Paris, the only 2 ahead of us. Again, still unsure if we're going to have traffic cars or not in this. Hopefully not, but we'll see. We'll be ready for it just in case. We saw in the Monte Carlo tournament a couple episodes ago how much this car does not like off-throttle oversteers, so we'll try to avoid that and be patient, persistent with our driving here today. We'll swing around the outside with our massive grip on the outside of the 996 Turbo. We should easily out-corner that car, but we'll see if we can out-accelerate and out-brake that car. We've had issues with it before. Looks like also a 996 of some variety for Paris here, so one of these may be in a Turbo, one may be in a Carrera, not sure, but thankfully we haven't seen any traffic cars yet, so I don't think we're going to have any today, which is awesome. Love to see that. Again, we'll be nice and patient. We have a long way to go. Don't want to hit anything and mess this up here. The car is plenty fast enough to win. Paris is going to jump into this section with us. He's going to actually just about spin out there. We are off-road here, so we have to be careful of that. Dylan also coming with us through this section. Not going to have a lot of grip here off-road, so we just got to get through this dirt part without dying, without going crazy, without making any major mistakes. Back on the tarmac is good here for us. Nice and smooth, nice and patient. We've gotten to the point. Surviving this track is the key. It's probably my least favorite, most difficult track. Auvergne may also be, but this track I pretty much despise. But Auvergne is more just technical and difficult. This track just sucks. So if we can get through this one, we can get through Auvergne, we can get through Alps and Autobahn. Those are the four. Actually, all the 8 tracks. Actually, now I think about it, although this is Schwarzwald, are all the difficult ones, the tricky ones that I struggled with growing up as a kid and still pretty much struggle with today. So this will be one of the 4 checked off. The other 5 I feel pretty confident at, and obviously ending its own industrial, that should be great for us. We have driven really well around there. That's my favorite of the tracks. So get through this one with a good start. That would be key. Give us some track position to start the next couple. That would be good also. So no traffic is awesome. They saved that, I guess, for the 911 Turbo Trophy, whatever. At the end, I guess it's not the 911 Turbo Trophy, it's just a Turbo Trophy, but they saved that one for the end, and we played it previous to this, so we're very slow, of course, over the grass on these slick tires with the race car, but still faster than taking the course, which twists around there. So just a couple more corners to go. We're going to go by the big waterfall here, and then we will have survived Schwarzwald, knock on wood, for the first event of 9. Again, going to be very, very long playthrough, relatively, of course. We're going to fly through these races just because the car is very fast, but it's still going to be a very long playthrough just because of the number of races. So hopefully you enjoy it. Going to probably, again, be, I don't know, 40 minutes, 45 minutes at least. So we'll take that. Race number 1 is checked off. We pretty much rolled further than we ever have here. Only 5 seconds off the best lap, which starting from the back isn't too bad. Paris second, Dylan third, and then some gap back to fourth in the rest. So yep, within 10 seconds here at the front, and then 40 plus back to Amazon. So race 1's done, 3rd best time. Still couldn't reach Waddles and the other GT1, so Waddles still has the lap record here. Repair the car, shouldn't have any damage. Awesome on the race number 2 at the Pyrenees. Are we going forward direction? We are indeed, so just like normal. Should be straightforward, hopefully it goes well. We can start from the front, which is awesome. The 4-wheel drive cars should jump past us here. Yep, they're going to come with a big head of steam, so they're going to be very fast off the start. It looks like a Carrera for Paris and a 996 Turbo for Dylan is what the car selection is. Paris jumping into the other route, so he's going to lose some time in there. May fall back into some of this traffic. But Dylan and 996 Turbo is our main competition, especially on the starts, because that car accelerates very well, especially compared to my rear-wheel drive in this car. Again, we have the lead now. We have the fastest car, I believe. We just got to be careful over some of these crests and jumps to not have any issues or mistakes. We have driven this car here a couple episodes ago back in the hill climb. No, we drove the 996 Turbo in the hill climb, excuse me. So I thought we'd driven this, but we didn't. We drove the 911 Turbo, so regardless, we have driven here recently, so we know how it goes. We know where the bumps are and the trouble spots, and we're in decent shape. We'll see if we can set a lap record, but again, we're not pushing 11 tenths because that's how you die, definitely. But we're still in good shape. Pretty quick lap. So again, it might not be quite as long as I'm thinking it will be, just because the laps are so fast in these cars. You know, most tracks are near about the lap record, which should be 3 minutes or so, so probably not an hour long. Again, probably between 35 and 45 if things go to plan, of course. So we'll play it by ear, but we're through most of the tricky bit here. We just have this last third of the lap to go. Not understeer off into anything, not try to push too hard, clip any scenery, anything like that. We're in good shape. It's going well. Got about 30 seconds to get back for a lap record. Not sure if we'll be able to do that or not. Again, not overly concerned about it. I believe we set the record in that 996 Turbo, so that car obviously very fast. That car and this car are really the 2 premier cars to have in this game for various circumstances. 13 seconds to get there. Not sure if we'll quite be able to make it. 10 seconds. Don't think we're quite going to have a lap record today, but it's going to be close. Not too bad. 12, 13, there goes our record, so a couple seconds off, about 2 seconds off of the record. We'll get some massive airtime though, and landed perfectly. Nobody saw anything. So that's good. We'll take that. We'll take a win. We'll put some more time on our competitors, which is great. 17 more seconds. Gives us 27 seconds total. Dylan and Paris still tight together. Third best lap. Just about managed to match my second best 911 turbo time. And apparently I've driven 911 turbos here a lot. So, all right, Côte d'Azur, race number 3. Again, no damage. Love to see it. No safe bonuses because this is a rally, so that's all right. But of course, $1 million at the end doesn't really mean anything to us because we have all the money we need. So, forward direction again here for Côte d'Azur. Again, we'll lose out to the turbo cars and the four-wheel drive cars here on the start, but we should be able to get away once we get rolling. Paris starting second does help us again here in the short term. Dylan with his four-wheel drive and the turbo will come up through. It won't quite catch us though from the third grid slot because we do accelerate pretty well for a rear-wheel drive car, of course, being a Le Mans race car. And we've gotten our gap now. Should be able to do our thing and pull away nicely. Nothing too dramatic here. Very technical here a bit at the start. We just got to be careful at the end of the lap not to make any mistakes over those last couple of crests and pick up any incidents or damage. Looks like Paris has had an issue and fallen all the way back to last, so that really helps Dylan in the points here early. Maybe they had it coming together, not sure. But so Dylan still handily in second. Paris has the hard work to do now. If he can get back to third, he'll probably salvage, but he's going to lose a bunch of time to at least Dylan and I for sure. Fly through this section here. All of our downforce. Car again, off throttle, oversteer, a little bit of a slide, but it's okay. Still good. Getting some stutters here, so again, apologies for that, but hopefully it's not too bad on the recording. It's not too bad for me. There we go. Tightest corner on the circuit right here. Not making any mistakes through there. We're going to see the big ship here by the lighthouse coming off to this corner. There it is. Final time we'll see that in the playthrough. Give it a nice honk. It doesn't honk back at you, unfortunately. All right, let's not bin it over this jump here. No damage, thankfully. A couple more corners to go. We got about 30 seconds to get back for the record. Should be able to do that. Again, not sure what our lap record is in this car here, or what car the lap record is in, I should say. But we should be able to do that. Just a couple corners to go. We got 25 seconds. There we go. Nice and straightforward. So this is going to be our best lap ever here at Côte d'Azur. We'll leave it right for the end. Drove this car very early in the 3.56, and we'll wrap up with a time that's basically half of that, or better. 2:18 beat the record by 13 seconds, which is great. Paris gets back to fourth, only loses a couple seconds to the guy in third. Didn't catch who it was there, Leadfoot. So great time. You set the best lap over a Carrera 4, so that makes sense. And that's 3 down already, and now we are on to the tricky bits. Alps, we're going to go to the garage, and we are going to make sure we don't have any weird phantom repairs, and we are going to stick on the wet tires. Does it make a difference? I have no idea, but we're going to put it on anyways and hope for the best. And then we'll have that actually for the next 2 races here in Autobahn. We'll have the wet tires on. No idea if it matters, of course, but we'll find out together. Can't hurt, right, compared to the slicks? Like, what's the worst that could happen? So we'll see. Dylan now starting second, though, will probably get a jump on us and get by, so we have to be mindful of that. Just make sure we get him back in the hairpins, especially. There he goes. I don't accelerate very well at all, apparently, here on these wet tires at whatever this is, so maybe it's the track surface, I don't know, but we don't accelerate well at all. We should be able to get back by Paris here, though. We do indeed. Not nearly as grippy on these wet tires as it would be on the slicks, but that's kind of the point. Again, maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. I think this is the first time we've used the wet tires, but we'll still roll by Dylan, no problem. I didn't do any reading about the game or anything to see if it mattered. We'll spin out in the hairpin like we did at Monte Carlo and other tracks, because this car hates hairpins as much as the AI hate hairpins, apparently. I didn't do any reading, though. Damn it, Justin, come on. It's so hard to take hairpins in this car, it really is. It's not going to be a lap record today since we can't even get through the hairpins cleanly, but we have a nice gap to third at least, or fourth right now, so we can recover and not die. Thank you very much. Tried to. But anyways, I didn't do any reading to see if wet tires mattered or made a difference, or how much of a difference they made, or if it was just an Autobahn. I'm sure someone that's played this a lot has tested that. Almost, I mean, that was as close to understeering into the wall as you can get there. So we still have to be very careful. There's still not a lot of grip here compared to the 996 Turbo especially, so maybe that would have been the better choice, but we're stuck with it now, obviously. Be nice and patient. But yeah, so maybe the tires don't make a difference. Maybe it's irrelevant because we seem to be very slippery regardless. We usually go under the helicopter here. We're probably not going to be able to do that this time just for trying to survive. So be nice and patient here. We got these two right in front of us, so we're definitely in range. We know we're going to be faster once we get back on the sticky bit of tarmac and whatnot, so we'll just drive in the wall there for no reason, but we're still good. Dylan's had a slide and a spin. Oh, I have also just about had a slide and a spin, but we saved it. We lost some time, but Paris has gotten to the front. Still very slippery here. Very patient. Dylan's going to accelerate right around the outside of Paris. That was an absolute power move right there. We'll try to follow through. We'll get by Paris as Dylan's going to have a little bit of a slide, gives us a gap, opens the door. So very interesting how that all played out. Now we just got to not screw it. I said last time we were here that we weren't going to put it in the frozen lake, and then we put it in the frozen lake in the 996, so we'll try to avoid that today because it would be a huge accident. Obviously, we don't have the gap to give up here in this one, so we'll not drop a wheel, hopefully, and put it in the lake. Just be very, very careful through here. Very slow, very cautious. Right there is where we dropped the wheel. We'll make it this time. Thankfully, the people in the church or wherever that is are safe today. Didn't go flying off into their window and their wall. To the windows, to the wall, you know how it goes. Anyways, get through here nicely. Dylan had another big slide there and a spin, actually, it looks like. So Paris is going to get through to second place. We'll see if Dylan's able to get going and recover. It looks like he is. Probably won't lose too much time now. But he did lose some time there. So now we're back on some more sticky tarmac, which is good. Obviously not going to be a lap record. There it goes. I don't think based on the handling of this car it was ever going to be anyways. It really does not like the slick stuff. Doesn't like the hairpins, of course. Thankfully, we don't have any more hairpins I can think of. I guess Corsica has some hairpins at the end of the lap, but we'll deal with that. Hopefully, it's at the end of the lap so we have some gap to be cautious with for sure. But this car does not like tight corners, especially off throttle. Need to induce some of that understeer, but we will come through about 23.5 seconds, not quite 24 seconds off the record, but Alps is done. Paris going to hang on for second by not quite 2 seconds over Dylan, so basically no time made up there. Wingnut fourth today. We now have our time. Look at that. We are 10th best lap time. Just terrible, but we have the 10 best times now, which is cool. But not great. Didn't do any damage somehow, thankfully. We'll leave the wet tires on here for Autobahn. Been a while since we've driven Autobahn. Thankfully, it is the forward direction, so I do kind of sort of know where I'm going, hopefully. We'll see if I remember for the final time through here. But wet tire, we're definitely going to struggle off the line compared to the four-wheel drive cars, so we'll probably fall back to at least third here. There goes Dylan. There comes Paris. And we'll settle into third. No rush, no drama. Not in any hurry. Wet tires, hopefully doing us a treat here. Feels still quite slippery, but could be worse, I suppose. Again, nice and patient here. This is a track that can really punish you, as Dylan just found out by slamming into the very first wall of the race. Great track, but it'll really kill you if you make some mistakes. So they're going to split here. Dylan's going to take the same route we are, but he's going to take the long way to get here, which will give us second place. Awesome. Hopefully we can kind of run down Paris now a little bit. Looks like most drivers are coming our way. Big slide there for me. We lost some ground to Paris here again, just not being quite as brave through some of these high-speed corners and sections, especially the bumpy ones, as some of these other cars. And Paris now jumping into the long way to get into this route, so we'll see how that works out. Dylan's going to take the straight route, so he's going to end up on the alternate pathing to where we are. We'll see how that plays out. Still right up behind Paris here. See if we can use this straightaway to get past. We do. Make some nice braking there to get through. A little bit of a wall touch, but no damage, thankfully. We'll get through here. He's right behind us, but we have our nice gap. We've gone through all, but I think one of the splits, other than the in the tunnel bit. Again, we'll see if they speak the German here this time. Peter, I need you to help me out and tell me what they're saying in German, if you can tell, or if it's just rubbish, gibberish. I don't know, but we'll jump up here. We do have the one more tricky bit to go through here. One more. The exit to this section is very, very sharp, very, very steep, and gets me every time, so hopefully we don't die on that. Paris goes the other direction. So we'll be nice and patient and careful up through here. There's the overpass. All right, this is the tricky bit right here. So we'll go nice and slow. If we end up behind, that's okay. Let me get back here, but this part is very difficult. There we go. Made it, avoid the wall. We do keep the lead so far, so we have the gap. Someone that speaks German, tell me what they're saying here at the checkpoint. Toll, whatever. Oh, they didn't say it that time. I know I've mentioned here, they said it sometimes. Sometimes it's just that shrieking noise. Unfortunately, they didn't say it that time, but if you watched all of them, go back and tell me one of the ones that they're talking there, what they're saying. I assume it's like slow down, stop, you're passing the toll at high rates of speed during a race type of thing. But regardless, final corner here, we make it through the tunnel bit. And it's not a big gap, but we don't need a big gap. We finish first. Paris comes home second. Strong result. Slide around that corner, and we will take about a 4-second margin of victory on Paris, which is all we need, just increasing it little by little. Dylan another 4 back from that. So those are the tricky ones done, except for a burn. We are by about 1:10 over Dylan. Paris not too far behind that. Again, the turbos do well here with the 4-wheel drive, so only the 4th best time. But we made it at least. No repairs. We will remember to jump back on the slick tire for Auvergne. Slick tires installed. Thank you very much. All right, so Auvergne is up, and then we just have the final 3. So this is race number 6. Auvergne, again, maybe the trickiest one, certainly the most complicated track. And then we have Normandy. Corsica should be pretty straightforward, and we get to finish up at my favorite Zone Industrial. So we're done with 5. We have 4 to go. It's only been about 22 minutes or so, roughly, based on my estimations. So maybe we'll get this done in less than 40. Probably will, actually. All right, this is going to be the one that I have to focus the most. So we got to just be patient and careful through here. If we don't win, it's okay. We just got to get through it without killing ourselves and losing 3 minutes. Dylan will run away with his 4-wheel drive, but not a great start for Paris, so we'll stay in second, which is good. If we can lead getting into the city bit, that would be ideal for us. We have the grip back of our slick tires, so very sticky, very grippy. Glad to be back on dry tarmac. That's awesome. We needed that because otherwise we were really going to struggle. No idea if the wet tires made any difference, although we felt fairly planted there at Autobahn. So in there a little bit deep, but we made it. Dylan's right next to us. Whoops, my bad. Didn't realize he was to our left there. Just barely saw him until it was too late. Turned into him. A little bit of damage, but that's okay. Oh, we're not going to try to go too wide into that section. That would be a disaster. We do have some gap on Paris. Dylan pushing very, very hard here. And throws a thing right in our face. That's what I was worried about. Breaks some of our steering, throws a big pipe that's very heavy and indestructible, much like the traffic cars, right into our face, so we do some damage to the car. Thankfully, the steering wheel's still straight. We've lost quite a bit of time. It looks like Dylan has had a big flip and wreck here. So we made up all that gap. Oh, and I take the brunt of the fucking pipe that he hits, because of course I do. But we are at least in front of him now, so we can block a little bit. Not that we're trying to intentionally. Oh, we're going to slam into that wall, slam into that pipe. It's not going well for any of the 3 of us, but we're all right here together this time at least. Paris going to muscle Dylan out of the way for second place. He's still got a shot, outside shot, but he's still got a shot of getting up to second in the finishing order. Paris right to our left there. But we survived. We did some pretty good damage to the car, not as much as Dylan did, but we did some. Understeer for days, and those trees are solid. Oh, now we're killed. We killed Dylan also. Alright, now we're very broken. Look at that. 40% drivetrain, 40% steering, 27 body, and 37 handling. We have 1 working light, which is our right rear tail light. We understeered into those pine trees or whatever, which I wasn't expecting, but obviously we did. We should still be fast enough to theoretically catch up, but now we have some uphill battles, literally and figuratively, with our damage and handling woes, and we're definitely down on some top speed, in case you can't tell also. So we'll try to navigate this bit, try to see if we can at least pass Dylan, put some time on him. if nothing else. And we're going to understeer very wide. Hit that also. We're just doing more damage is what we're doing here today. Car is now very broken. This is going to be like $1 million repair. There goes a 930 of wing nut, so our perfect winning streak is going to come to an end. We're going to lose probably 20 to 30 seconds on Paris. Hopefully Dylan stays behind Paris so we can get a good battle for second. We have some points gap, or some time gap, excuse me, so not the end of the world, but very sloppy driving with a very damaged, broken race car. I don't want to take full responsibility for this because it really all started with Dylan throwing some pipes in our face, but I haven't exactly driven like a superstar since then anyways, but make up some time here, just a couple corners to go, one more big waterfall. Understeer for days. Swing around the outside of the 930 of wing nut there. We're not too far behind Dylan, actually. It could be a lot worse for sure. I'll hit one more sticky out through the scenery. Why not? Hidden in the bush there. Just do some more damage, because why not? We're doing everything we can here to just destroy this poor car today. So Paris is one. We'll get back by the inside there of Wingnut, and we'll take third position. Lose about 14 seconds. Paris made up about 8 on Dylan, so it's all tightened up a little bit. Very sloppy result from me. Heavy damage. We're going to have like $300,000 of damage on this poor car, but that's okay again. So yeah, 14 seconds lost. Our gap is down to 1 minute 1. The gap for second is down to 9 seconds, so very close. Sloppy lap time. Not sure if we could have beaten this. Would have been close. I think we definitely did more than 14 seconds worth of crashing. But of course, you never know what can happen. So $125,000 near enough. $30,000 in bodywork. $57,000 in engine. So there you go, folks. In case you've never watched me wreck a car before, that's about the most damage you're going to see in this game with the car still being operable. Thankfully, the weight reduction and the sway bars are perfectly fine because they're underneath the car. But that's a big repair bill, so that's pretty much a good chunk of the money we've ever made there. But again, thankfully, 3 races left. We have $1.5 million, plenty of money, so no worries. Money is no object for us, especially since we don't have to buy any more cars, of course. So on to Normandy. We still get to start at the front with a fresh car, thankfully. Dylan and Paris only 9 seconds apart, so one mistake from Dylan could bring Paris right back into this. The race at Côte d'Azur, I think it was, that Paris had a rough event, really costing him now, or he could be much closer, or in front, in fact, of Dylan. We'll swing back around the outside. I told you that Auvergne would be the hardest one and the most difficult one, and it proved to be such. But thankfully, we're still ahead. Paris hit the wall there, so that's not going to help. Maybe did some damage to his car. But we get through the Auvergne event without losing too much time, only about 15 seconds to Paris, who won that, thankfully, over Dylan. And so now with our, what I said, minute and 3 gap, we have 3 races to go that I think we can win without too much issue here. We should have the mark of speed on both these guys at both these coming tracks, and then obviously Zone Industrial is just in country, just in territory, so just make sure not to fly too far over these crests here. I think we're going to take the outside of the shortcut since this is the car. They'll be able to do it for sure. Oh, if I don't kill myself here. A little bit of damage there. That jump was bigger than I thought. Thought we'd be a little closer to the ground, but thankfully we didn't slam into the wall too hard. Minor damage, but no matter. Damage nonetheless. Again, because it's a rally, thankfully no safe bonus needed, so it's fine. Everything's great. We'll fix it and we'll go on to the next, no problem. Alright, over this last jump here. Oh, okay, apparently that's how this goes. We did some drivetrain damage there on the rear end, because of course this is like a mid-engine race car, or maybe it's rear, I don't know, technically, but it's definitely not in the front, so that did some drivetrain damage there with that landing, which is fine. Again, not the end of the world. We haven't taken this outside bit in quite a while. I don't think it's faster, but we'll take it just because we can, because I'm lazy right now. So we'll go around here. Shouldn't be any drama. Nice and smooth. 140 or so. Fly around the outside. Again, not faster for lap time, but whatever. Big old jump there. No more damage, thankfully. We'll fly out of this section. Some air, apparently. We have a nice gap, so we're going to put some more time back on Dylan and Paris, greater than what we had from the loss last time out. So we're going to come out ahead, thankfully, from these 2 events at least. And then we'll have the hairpin scariness of Corsica, excuse me, and then we'll have Zone Industrial, which is great. Probably not going to be a record here today. I don't think we got about 14 seconds to get through. I guess we only have one more corner. We're right at the end, so it's going to be a lap record indeed. I bet you it's over a 996 turbo though. Going to be about a 3-second, yeah, not quite 4-second lap record, so we'll take that. Nice bounce back. We did do some damage, but it wasn't too bad, thankfully. Dylan does beat Paris by about a second and a half, so extend some of that gap back to 10 and some change. Did place first. 911S is what Backlash is driving here from like 1967. So whatever, we get a 15-second margin again. So now we're up to 1 minute and then 19 seconds ahead. Another 10 and a half back to Dylan and Paris. Best lap beating our 996 turbo lap, which beat our 911 turbo, or excuse me, our 911 GT1 test lap from way back when we first started. So another 28,000 of damage, mostly on the engine there from that rear end hit. That's okay. On to Corsica. 2 events left. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been about half an hour now, so I appreciate y'all for sticking through this. Appreciate your patience. 2 more races to go. Again, warning in case you're skipping ahead or skipping around. There may or may not be a video at the end of Zone Industrial for game completion. I don't recall, but just forewarning for those of you using headphones or in a public space. All right, we're away here at Corsica. We can get ahead of Dylan here before the stupid tunnel thing. That'd be good. We'll send it up the inside. He's going to slam into us, which we've seen before, but I want to just get that pass done. We'll pay the damages. Doesn't really matter. Just wanted to get ahead before the tunnel bit so he can't kill us in there. It's fine. Oh, apparently the engine is the expensive bit of this car anyways. I mean, it's all expensive, of course, but any drivetrain damage is apparently very, very expensive. Again, not that we care. We have $1.5 million near enough for 2 races, which would be a total write-off of the car, of course. We could drive our other one for that price, but slowed down in here. Again, the brakes pretty lackluster, but thankfully the handling saved us there because we were not braking like I thought we would, or we would need to for sure. Come out the other side. That's the trickiest corner around here, although obviously we're going to struggle with the hairpins at the end of the lap because apparently I am not allowed to have nice things in this car when it comes to tight corners, so we'll have to be careful of that. Looks like Paris has gotten ahead of Dylan. Could make it interesting if Dylan has some issues. If he can make up any time, that would be good. There we go. Nicely through there. Alright, cruising along quite nicely. Got about a minute left to get back. We did that 221 dead, I think, the 996 turbo last time we drove that here, I believe. So, about 50 seconds to get back. Not sure if that's reasonable or feasible, but we're still okay. Paris has put a big gap on Dylan. Wingnut has gotten in front of Dylan, in fact, so could be a game changer for second in position, second in the points, the finishing result. I know what I'm trying to say. Could be a change of second place here, so we'll see. 30 seconds to get back to the end, but we got to take these 2 hairpins, unfortunately, which this car sucks at. Got to keep throttling it and do some understeer. 21 seconds to get back. All right, about 10 seconds here. Can we get to the finish? We know there's no traffic, so we should be able to just flat this through here. Make sure we get our turn-in point. Good. 2:17, 18, 19. It is going to be a lap record, sub 2:20 by about 1.3 seconds. We'll take it. Paris is going to finish second and put 13 seconds on Dylan, which means they are going to be separated by less than 2 seconds going into the final event at Zone Industrial after all this. Look at that, just not quite 3 seconds there. Paris now with the advantage, but we of course have a not quite 2-minute gap. And we have the best lap here today. I think that the whole Zone Industrial track is only about 3 minutes, so we're probably pretty safe. Again, $5,000 of damage somehow. I don't even know how we got engine damage. I didn't think we had any drivetrain damage that race, but no matter. And this is it. After much awaitedness, again, headphone warning just in case there's a video after this race, but this is the final race of the playthrough, I believe. I don't think there's anything more to come after this. No special bonus events. But this is the last one, so thank you all for sticking through with me. 227 is the record. We'll try to get that, but we'll see if we can make it happen here in this car today. Not sure, but we'll try our best. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. It's been wonderful. Been playing this for like 6 or 7 months now. This playthrough is gone, but hope you enjoyed this. Let's get to it. Final time, Zone Industrial. What a better place to end it. Gotta get through the start though, because they're gonna pass us here with their 4-wheel drive. Although Paris being second will help us a little bit with that. Still gets good acceleration, but not as well as the 996 does. So 996 Turbo of Dylan will jump up to second place, but again, he's got to make up more than 3 seconds on Paris to take first place, second place in the whole rally back. Fly through here. Again, we'll be very, very fast. Just Gotta be careful under brakes, not overdrive, not do anything crazy. They both take the other route, so they're both on equal terms there. We'll fly through this bit. Should be no problem, no drama if we don't have any weird keyboard stickings as we've had in the past. Knock on wood again. Hopefully not. Fly through basically this whole circuit. I feel very confident, know where we're going. Should be in good shape here. Ooh, just about as close as you can get to that little pillar there, but we're good. Made it. Again, we know there's no traffic in here, so we can fly through here. There we go. Fly through that section right about the 1 minute mark. So, minute and 15 or so here to go. Dylan's still ahead of Paris. There's some gap. I saw a red blip there. Not sure if that's a phantom traffic car that's not supposed to be there or what. We'll brake over these crests just to make sure we don't fly and hit that. All good. Again, the sounds of this car are very broken, so apologies for that. Don't want to get too much air there, so we can make this corner. Nice fast section here coming up now. About 50 seconds to get to the end. Last corner is going to be the make or break corner through the train station. Leaving that's going to be whether or not we get through this in record time. 40 seconds to go. Going to be close. Dylan and Paris have separated a little bit, so Dylan's put the gap he needs on Paris. We'll see if he can hold on to that. 30 seconds to go. Just the train station in the last couple corners here. We have to be very careful leaving the train station, of course, because that's the corner that's tricky here. Carry too much speed, you die. About 20 seconds, we should be able to get through this. If I can get this right, we'll brake nice and early, make sure we get the thing planted. Turned in, again here, braking for the crest, make sure we carry speed. 10 seconds to go, should be able to do this, no problem. What a perfect way to end it with a lap record at Zone Industrial. By about 6 seconds, oh, we'll absolutely destroy the poor car there. Not quite 6 seconds, 5.5, but we do take a record. Dylan beats Paris by 8 seconds, so secures second in the rally by just about 5 seconds. Very, very close. And we win it, 2 minutes 21. We did indeed. So we win by 2 minutes 12 seconds. Dylan does take second, Paris third. Close battle. We take our $1 million. Awesome to see, love it. And a full 9 minutes 24 seconds back to back. Last year takes 100 grand. And we set the lap record over 911 Turbo here. Our first attempt here, I guess, in the 911 GT1. And by 5.5 and a bit seconds, we take the lap record. So very happy with that. Let's see if we get a video or not. Nope, we get nothing. It's done. That's it. The end. Is there anything more to do? Do we need to repair the car? We have $2.5 million. Is that just it? The end? Did all the club races? Did all the Golden Club races? Did all the Modern Club races? So I guess you're meant to do that before you do the tournaments, which I think I knew anyways. But all right, that's a wrap then. That is the completion. So thank you all so much. Let's go back to the garage here. We finished the Rally of Europe. Let's go scroll very quickly. I'm not going to look at every individual car, but you can look at the list. Check it against the internet, the interweb. We did accomplish our goal of buying one of everything. Again, we didn't buy a coupe and a cabriolet and a speedster of everything and so on. But when there was a convertible or cabriolet option, we bought that. Otherwise, we got a coupe. But we got basically one of everything, so I'm very happy with that. We got a couple of classic 911s, a coupe and an S-Targa, a couple of 550s, a prize car in there. All three varieties, the 914, again 911 S 2.4, the first couple 944s, Carrera RS 2.7, 944 Turbo S, both the 930 turbos, the 3.0 and the 3.3, the 959, the Moby Dick, which we had to buy after I botched the freebie one, 944 S2, 944 Turbo Cab in 91, all three varieties of the 964 Carrera, the 4 and the 2. Boxsters, Boxster S, 964 Turbo 3.3 and 3.6, 928 GTS, 993 Carrera, Carrera 4, Carrera 4S, Carrera 4 Coupe, Carrera 4 Targa, 993 S 3.6 Carrera, and the 996 3.4 and 4 Cab. 993 3.6 Turbo, of course, very great car, love that car. 911 Turbo 996, love that, we've driven that a lot recently. And then the race cars at the end, the 911 GT2 from the 993, the 996 GT3 Cup car, and our trusted and beloved 991 GT, or our Le Mans race cars, the GT1s. So that's a wrap. This car is now worth $1 million, I guess, so our garage value is probably like another $5 million or more. I would well, no, because we have a couple of cars worth almost $1 million, so probably another $10 million in cars. So That's a wrap. We did everything we set out to do way back when I started this playthrough, like I said, 6 or 7 or so months ago. So I hope you've enjoyed it every step of the way. The viewership and the love and support has been amazing. Thanks again to Spencer and Steven for helping me to set this up. Everybody that watched it threw me some comments of support, love, say they enjoyed the nostalgia of this game and getting to see it back played through. Again, I know what's coming next. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, still have some stuff to do to set it up, but hopefully by the time you're seeing this and a week from now, it's coming out. So that would be the goal. Hopefully, it's fun. It's another good classic racing game playthrough. I do have a hope to get back to at least one more Need for Speed game. I've had some suggestions and some other stuff come through for more Need for Speed, so hopefully we can make that happen at some point in the future. We'll see if that's what's coming next or not. Again, I have to figure out some of those details yet, but regardless, it's been wonderful to play back through Porsche Unleashed. So very happy, very pleased, very thankful that I got the opportunity to play this, and it's been a total blast and a pleasure. So I hope you enjoyed it. That is a wrap for Porsche Unleashed, and we'll be on to what's next. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Continue to watch the classic racing games I play on Saturdays, stuff that's not hardcore iRacing, but of course all the iRacing content through the week, Camaro content, track day content, and stuff I continue to do with that. And hopefully, you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, wonderful weekend, wonderful month, wherever you're at. Keep pushing. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a great, great day. So, we will call that a wrap. We've done it, and that's it. So, till next time, as always, bye bye.